Hello viewers, my name is Dr. P. Balaraju, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, SRR Gout Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. Today we are going to discuss plant cell wall structure. Okay, so the basic units of all living organisms are cells. Yes, you know that. And what is cell biology or what is cytology? The study of structure and function of cells is called as cytology or cell biology. Yes, we know that plants and animals, all organisms made up of cells. Okay, so that's why the cell is the basic unit of life, right? Living organisms. But the cells are different in size and formation and structure, but there are some basics, they are same. Cell, the main difference in between plant cell and animal cell is that plant cell has a definite cell wall, whereas animal cell lacking the cell wall. But one more thing, bacteria also have cell walls, you know, but the chemical composition structure are different. Okay, bacteria cell wall and plant cell wall, whereas animal cells don't have cell walls. Okay, so here every plant cell has two important components. Broadly speaking, two important components. They are outer rigid non-living cell wall. So the inner protoplasm, yeah, is also known as protoplast. Cell wall and protoplast are the two basic parts of a plant cell. Cell wall is the outer portion of the cell which is rigid, which gives a particular shape and protection to the cell. So within the cell wall there is a protoplast. You know, protoplast nothing but plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and all the cell organelles called as protoplast. Protoplast covered by a living functional plasma membrane. But whereas cell wall is non-living rigid structure. Okay, yeah, let's come to the we will discuss about cell wall structure and formation. Okay, yeah, let's go. All right, this is the plant cell, right? Central, you're watching central vacuole, right? Purple color nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, grain, what we can say that chloroplast, okay, orange color, mitochondria, and pink color Golgi apparatus, right? All these things all are important cell organelles. Okay, so these cell organelles after plasma membrane, there is a clear cut cell wall is there. Just you see here, right? So all the cells, the cell walls of all the cells are cemented by a matrix like cell wall material that is known as middle layer or middle lamella, right? If you see here, yeah, this is right, plasma membrane, cell walls of adjoining cells, right? So here if you see here middle lamella, the middle dark line is called as middle lamella. Either side of the middle lamella primary cell wall, and either side of the primary cell wall secondary cell walls of neighboring cells. Okay, so this is the first layer, the first outermost layer of a cell wall is middle lamella. I am talking about one cell's cell wall. The outermost layer is called as middle lamella, right? The second layer from outside is a primary cell wall. The innermost layer is called as secondary cell wall. In some plants, particularly in gymnosperms, okay, there is a tertiary cell wall also we may see in some species. Okay, so middle lamella, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall, sometimes tertiary cell wall, right? For example, taxus, okay, gymnosperm member. So these all cell wall layers can give some protection and strength to the cell. Okay, right? Yeah, right. Ultrastructure of cell wall. If you see the ultrastructure of cell wall, the cell wall materials are chiefly cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, chitin, suberin, lignin, right? So all these are in different proportions. They can participate according to the some species, according to the plant type. They can involve in the. They can participate. They may form the cell wall. Okay, so the primary are cellulose, hemicellulose, pectin, and the remaining things are according to the cell type, according to the cell function. Some lignin or suberin or chitin may also participate in the formation of cell walls. Okay, so if you see the cellulose is the chief material in the cell wall, right? Cellulose and hemicellulose. Okay, if you see here, the glucose molecules, the polymer, the many glucose molecules can form cellulose, cellulose, okay, cellulose polymer, cellulose chain. Cellulose chain is nothing but a polymer of glucose molecules. Okay, so these cellulose chains, these cellulose chains can form, okay, myceli. Okay, myceli. They can form myceli. So almost all 100 cellulose chains. One myceli contains 100 cellulose chains. Every cellulose chain is a polymer of glucose units. It's a polymer of glucose. So 100 cellulose chains together form myceli. So this myceli, about 20 myceli together form microfibril of cellulose. Okay, so here the smallest unit of the cell wall is, that is myceli. Okay, so 100 cellulose chains can form myceli. 20 myceli can form microfibril, right? So many microfibrils together form cellulose fiber. Okay, just if you see the picture, right, you can easily understand, right? Cellulose molecules and myceli, the light green color, and the dark green color microfibrils, actually has given wrong. The light uh, green and dark green both are given as microfibrils, but it is wrong. The green one is a microfibril, the light green one is a myceli. Okay, so here cellulose fibers lost. The cellulose fibers they can form cell wall, whether it is a primary cell wall or secondary cell wall. Okay, they can arrange in horizontal and vertical fibrils mesh-like manner in a matrix of pectin. Matrix of pectin, you know, means magnesium and calcium pectin, some fats and proteins. Okay, altogether it can form some matrix. In the matrix, these cellulose fibrils, okay, and hemicellulose, right? So these can embedded in the matrix of pectin. So this is cell walls material. Okay, so this is one of the important slide, right? Let us see one more picture. If you see here, right, this is pectin, cellulose green fibers. Okay, and here hemicellulose, purple color hemicellulose, violet color hemicellulose fibrils, cellulose fibrils, light ash color or pectin, and here lignin. In some other cell walls, there may be a lignin. The orange color material is a lignin, right? So here pectin, lignin, these can form some matrix, but the dark green filament it is known as cellulose filament. Okay, and together hemicellulose filament. Okay, so if you see here this picture, the outermost layer is middle lamella, then after primary cell wall, then after secondary cell wall. Okay, and the innermost chamber is known as the lumen of the cell, right? So here the secondary cell wall is again divided into secondary cell wall 1, 2, 3. Okay, simply we can say that S1, S2, S3. Okay, right here the clear cut structure according to each layer. Just you have come to a good idea about cell wall. Actually this is the arrangement of right, pectin, hemicellulose, cellulose, right? And if you see here, right side, the topmost jelly-like layer, jelly-like layer is middle lamella and primary cell wall, right? And the yellowish one, plasma membrane. So here no secondary cell wall shown here, only primary cell wall in the diagram. Middle lamella, primary cell wall, and plasma membrane, right? So in primary cell wall, the cellulose microfibrils, right? Hemicellulose, pectin fibrils are shown here like a mesh-like network. They are arranged in a mesh, right? So this is the cell wall arrangement. Okay, let's come to the middle lamella. So middle lamella, it is nothing but chief materials are calcium and magnesium pectate, right? So most of the it is like a matrix. So here middle lamella acts like a cementing layer of neighboring cell walls. So neighboring the primary cell walls of two neighboring cells. Okay, they are joined, they are cemented by middle lamella. Then only the formation of tissue system is possible. All the cells, if they are separate, there is no tissue. So all the cells together they can form a tissue. So the cementing layer is middle lamella. The middle lamella can form just after nuclear division, right? So after nuclear division of nuclear division, what will happen? In between two daughter nuclei, there is a what we can say that phragmoplast. Phragmoplast is nothing but a matrix of pectin. Okay, and mana cytoplasmic filaments also come and together matrix and filaments can form cell plates. Okay, so in between the newly formed daughter nuclei in telophase of cell, meiosis or mitosis, cell division. So that's why. So this cell plate can grow, can extend in centrifugal manner. That means from center to the outer, center to the periphery. Right? This is centrifugal pattern of grown. Right? Cell plate extends till the cell wall. Then only the mother cell divides into two daughter cells. Okay, so the first formed layer is middle lamella, right? So either side of the middle lamella, each cell can form its own primary cell wall. So here the primary cell wall is secreted by plasma membrane and Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum. Together they can form some vesicles of cell wall materials. Okay, so these vesicles, these are by exoplasmosis. Just they come out of the plasma membrane and they can form the cell wall. Okay, so just either side of the middle lamella. So this is the primary cell wall, right? The generally it will 1 to 3 microns in size. The primary cell wall 1 to 3 microns middle. Yeah, the what we say that the size, the size is diameter is 1 to 3 microns. And chemically, the primary cell wall consists of 50% hemicellulose, right? 25% of cellulose. The remaining portion is a matrix. So it constitutes, it includes fats, pectin, proteins, polysaccharides like xylan, mannans, glucomannans. Okay, so these all together can form matrix. So in the matrix, hemicellulose fibrils and cellulose fibrils, they are embedded. So this is primary cell wall. Okay, the size of the primary cell wall is 1 to 3 microns only. It is very thin layer. Okay, right? And moreover, which can allow, right, which can permeable to water and mineral ions, right? So it is permeable to almost all the mineral ions and water, right? Just either side of the primary cell wall. So in some areas the primary cell wall forms very thin. So the size of the primary cell wall is not uniform throughout the cell. At some portions, in some areas, the primary cell wall is very thin compared to other areas, right? So these areas are going to be, right, they are called as pits. They are going to be organized into pits. Okay, pits. And whereas secondary cell wall, in fully grown cell, the fully matured, fully grown cell, depending upon the structure and need, secondary cell wall will develop. Okay, so here the either side of the primary cell wall of neighboring cells, the secondary cell wall can form. Okay, Especially we can see the secondary cell wall in sclerenchyma and fibers also. Okay, xylem fiber, sclerotic fiber. Okay, uh, and in xylem elements. Okay, tracheids and vessels. And all these cells or cell members are very very hard. They can meet for strongness of the cell, and they also can export like water. That's why they are very strong. So fully grown cells can develop secondary cell walls. Okay, so typically the secondary cell walls are cellulose, hemicellulose with either lignin or chitin or suberin, depending upon the need and function of the cell. Okay, so there may be lignin or chitin or suberin with cellulose and hemicellulose, right? So these are the chemical substances of the secondary cell wall. Okay, so whenever the secondary cell wall forms, it is usually very thick and very strong. So that's why the inner chamber of the cell also reduces. The lumen, okay, is also reduces. Okay, and moreover, wherever the primary cell wall forms very thin layer, in those areas secondary cell wall does not form. Okay, so which leaves here to form a pit. Okay, so in some areas the primary cell wall is very thin compared to other areas. So in these thin areas the secondary cell wall cannot form. Okay, leaving this area to develop as a pits. So in these pits, okay, in these pits sometimes plasmodesmata. Okay, the cytoplasmic strands can traverse from one cell to other cell in adjacent cells. So these are called as plasmodesmata. This is the connectivity of adjacent cells. Okay, neighboring cells can connect via cytoplasmic strands. Okay, from these regions they are also called as plasmodesmata. Sometimes, okay, so these regions where the primary cell wall is very thin and there is no secondary cell wall, sometimes these areas can develop into pits. Okay, holes in the cell wall. So they are simple pits or bordered pits. So these pits, okay, I will show you. So these pits, yeah, this is plasmodesmata. Okay, so here this plasmodesmata, the cells communicate with the cytoplasmic strands. Okay, so within the tissue all the cells are connected with the plasmodesmata, they are communicated. Okay, so that's why this living portion of the tissue, living portion of the cells are communicated via plasmodesmata. This system, this all living system network together forms. Okay, that is simplest. Okay, simplistic way. Water also can be transported via this simplistic way through cytoplasm connected via plasmodesmata. The rigid cell wall constitutes apoplast way, okay, through which also a major portion of the water can be transported throughout the plant body. So this is known as plasmodesmata. The inner white portion is called as vacuole. Plant cell usually contain a large vacuole compared to animal cells, right? So these are the pits. Okay, so where the red one is the secondary cell wall, right? So the yellow one are primary cell wall, The green straight line is middle lamella. Okay, so the first diagram is simple pit, right? Simple. The pit opening is equal, top to bottom it is equal, whereas bordered pit, the inner opening is broad and outer opening is very small. Okay, so there is a bordered pit. The pit aperture can be covered by secondary cell wall portion. Okay, so these are called as bordered pits. Sometimes some pits have one side simple pit and other side bordered pits. Okay, so these are the pits. They meant for water transportation from one cell to neighboring cell. Okay, so the bordered pits can be closed by torus. Torus is a middle lamella and primary cell wall structure which can close the pit aperture, okay, during the water transportation. And moreover, the secondary cell wall contains three layers. Secondary cell wall 1, 2, 3. So S1, S2, S3. The difference is nothing. So the cell wall materials are same, but only the difference is the spiraling. Okay, the arrangement, the alignment of the fibrils, cellulose and hemicellulose fibrils are different. Okay, so that's why there are three layers. Okay, the microfibrils are same, but their arrangement, their alignment, their spiraling way of spiraling is different. Okay, if you see here picture, right, the spiraling pattern is different. S1, S2, S3. Okay, so this is the cell wall structure, right? Right. Thank you very much.